Shalom Akim. Kohalayim La Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwaf that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. Alright, so we start this lesson out here, man. And this is a lesson that's going to be very reflective, and it's reflecting on a statement that really captures the mystery of the kingdom that we seek after, the kingdom that we look forward to being established. And the statement is simply, to gain everything, you must lose everything. You know what I mean? That's the mystery of the kingdom. To gain everything, you must lose everything. You have to be willing to let everything that you love, everything that you care about, go. You have to be willing to let it go, man. Especially now in these last hours, you know what I'm saying? Before the destruction, before the judgment, we're seeing many things change. Esau cannot stay in power. He cannot remain in rulership. He can't do it. He can't do it. He can't, because everything that he has touched has degraded. Everything that he has been a part of has deteriorated. You know what I mean? From the pollution in the atmosphere to how the integrity of the planet is, to the very minds of our children. You know what I mean? Everything is corrupted under the rulership of this tyrant. Everything is corrupted. And so you can't stay connected to this world. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, I'm gonna get that precept later on, man. But you can't stay connected to this world. You can't. You can't love this place more than you love the Most High. You can't love anyone or anything higher than you love the Most High, man. And the Most High put plenty of examples of this throughout history. He gave us plenty of examples of this. Abraham had to leave his family. He had to leave his family. You know what I mean? To just follow the will of the Most High. Just follow his direction. He forsook everything. He left his homeland. He left his father, his mother, his brothers. And he was to the point where he had to forsake his own son. Abraham had to sacrifice his own son for the sake of this truth. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of the Most High's will. But if you asked anybody in this day and age, would they go that far? For the Most High, would they go that far? 99.9% would say no. You see what I'm saying? What sparked this lesson? What sparked this lesson is something personal that took place, you know what I'm saying, in my life. I had to let go of someone I truly loved. I had to let go of them. Why? Because they're not going down the same path. They're not going down the right path. You know what I mean? They're not going down the right path. And at a certain point, you've got to make a decision. You have to. You have to make a decision. But what are you going to do, man? Some would say, you know what, screw all this, man, screw all this, and they would stay with their loved ones. But you got to know what's truly at stake in these days, man. You got to know what's truly at risk, right? This person was in full agreement of the alphabet lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Well, at a certain point, you know, you got to choose. You got to choose, because for me to accept that would be me forsaking everything that I know, everything that I teach. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen in these last days, man. A lot of decisions are going to be made. A lot of decisions, very hard decisions, very uncomfortable decisions. You know what I'm saying? Grueling decisions. Some impossible decisions that many would deem impossible. You know what I'm saying? You know. So let me get into these scriptures, man. And let's start with Matthew. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 20. And it reads, I'm going to read on down. It says, the young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Verse 21, Yahawah said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. You know what I'm saying? He told him to forsake everything and to leave it all behind. It says, and when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. And many of the times it's not just financial, it's not just, you know, social status. Sometimes it can be something as simple as your own loved ones. You know? Sometimes it could just be that simple. Because you know what the scriptures say, man. Yahawah will send father against son, you know, son against the father, daughter against the mother, mother against the daughter, daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law, son-in-law against the father-in-law, so on and so forth, man. A man's foes shall be there of his own household. In these days, man, it's going to be a lot of ultimatums. It's going to be a lot of ultimatums. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be no more gray areas, man. It's just going to be black and white. It's going to be that black and white. You know what I'm saying? There will be no more gray areas. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't straddle the fence. You can't play both sides. You know, I'm in the truth here, I'm out of the truth. And no, man. At a certain point, you've got to make decisions. You got to make that hard decision. Are you going to be in this thing or you not? You know what I'm saying? It says, but when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Yahawah unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Salaki. Verse 25, it says, and when his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? Who then can be saved? You know what I'm saying? And this is that sifting process that the Most High will put us all through. This is the sifting process that he's putting all of us through. You know? It's going to be a lot of tough decisions, man. But that's how the Most High is going to separate the wheat from the tares. He's going to separate the sheep from the goats. He's going to separate those that's truly for him and those that are not. You know? Everybody loves to play everybody loves to play Christian. And similarly, everyone loves to play Israelite. with the fringes and all that stuff. I mean, it's time for them to truly be tested. It's time for them to be truly tested. You know, how much do you love them for real? How much do you love the Most High, man? Right? What did Yahawah say? Any man who loves his mother or his father, you know what I'm saying, more than me, is not worthy of me. And people are gonna have to find out the hard way. Right? Verse 26, it says, "But Yahawah beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible." You see? Verse 27, it's the point. "Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?" What's the purpose? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Going through all this, what's the point? Is there anything for us left over at the end? You know? 28, verse 28 says, "And Yahawah said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." You see? And this will trickle down to those that are teaching this word diligently. You know what I'm saying? That will go to the 144,000. And then let's read on. Verse 29. Verse 29, it says, "And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life." That's what we're looking for. We're looking to inherit everlasting life, man. You know, the things that will be rewarded for our diligence and our sacrifice far outweighs the sacrifice itself. Why else would Yahawah have gone through what he went through? The reward is well worth it. And you have to believe that. You have to believe that, Akim. Akwath. You have to believe that. The struggle is worth it, man. Esau is about to come down heavy with the sword. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, seek ye first the kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. Verse 30, it says, "But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first." You know the saying. You know the saying they like to say. It says, "Nice guys finish last." Nice guys finish last, right? But it says, "But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first." You see? Y'all gotta hang on, man. Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Because the fight's about to get far more intense, man. Far more intense. And that's what's gonna separate the 2/3 from the 1/3. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. It says again, "The kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field." You see, that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. What are you willing to sacrifice, man? Because to gain everything, you must lose everything. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to let go? You know what I'm saying? And these are tough times that we're entering into. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You see? Let me continue. Verse 45, it says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, he went and sold all that he had and bought it. You got to be willing to give up. You got to be willing to take that L, man, so you can receive that great win. That great win at the end. The true victory that we all seeking after. Let's go to verse 1 John. Right? This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in this world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I had to deal with that tough decision, man, because what? My loved one was for that pride. And y'all know what I'm talking about with that pride. That pride lifestyle. Y'all know that. It says, for all that is in this world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahawah abideth forever. And that's what we're looking for, man. That's what we're looking for. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to put all that to the side? Are you willing to throw everything away so you can receive that pearl? You see what I'm saying? So you can receive that penny. This is what the fight is about. Let's go to Romans. All right, this is Romans chapter 12. Let me grab Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Romans 12 and 2, and it says, and be not conformed to this world. You see, the same thing. Be not conformed to this world, because this world is about to be destroyed, man. This world and everything in it. You know? And yeah, I shed tears, man, because it was hard. Because it was hard, man. But we looking for salvation. We're looking to get up out of here. And that's well worth the price. That's well worth the price, man. Because if you know what I'm saying, the scriptures say what? The scriptures say, why trimmest thou ways to seek love? We can't trim our ways for this. For what? For something that's going to pass away real soon? No, it's over. It's over for this world. It's time to let it all pass. Verse 2 again, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And many in this world, and they ain't changed their minds, man. They have not renewed their mind. They still stuck in darkness. You know what I'm saying? But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, man. And the will of the Most High is not to unify. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The will of the Most High is not to unify, as some people amongst Israel would tell you that it's all about. No, it's not about that. It's not about unification. It's not about unification. It's not about unifying. This is about separation. This is about division, man, because it's time to pick sides. It's time to pick. It's time to choose, you know what I'm saying, what you're going to stand for. Because it's time to take a stand. It's time to take a side, man. It's time to stand firmly on what it is you say you believe in. It's that time, man. That's the will of the Most High, man. That's the will of our power. It's to divide That's why it said that the gold and silver shall be tried in the fire, and everything else, the wood and all that, is going to the stubble is going to burn away. It's going to melt. That's foreshadowing. That's foreshadowing the nukes. It's like that's foreshadowing the nukes that's about to hit this place, America. That's foreshadowing it. The two-thirds are going to be that wood and that wood and stubble that's going to be cast into the fire. But the gold and silver, that's going to be the elect. And I pray I'm among that number, man, because I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here when that devastation hits. Let's go to Romans chapter 12, verse 11. Let's hit that. Because, yeah, this truth has to be far more important than anything and anyone. It has to be far more important than that. You know what I'm saying? Don't love anybody more than you love the Most High, man. Because they are not worth it. They are not worth your salvation. They're not worth it. Because if you do choose them over the Most High and you get left here, you know what I'm saying, to do even if you make it through all the pain and turmoil that's on its way, man, even if you make it through the famines, even if you make it through, you know, the civil war that's about to hit, even if you make it through all that chaos, but you see those nukes coming down, you're going to have to ask yourself the question, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? Or should I have stayed in this truth? Should I have stayed firmly rooted, you know, firmly grounded, and stood for righteousness' sake? You know what I'm saying? Right, so let me end this up. Let me get this Revelations chapter 12. Then I'm going to end this off with my last precept. This is Revelations 12 and 11. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony. And by the word of their testimony. You know what I'm saying? And this is the testimony of Yahawah, man. This is the spirit of prophecy. And by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. They loved not their lives unto the death, man. Because this ain't more important. Our lives ain't more important than this. You see what I'm saying? Our lives are not more important than this. This is our life. You see what I'm saying? And that's the gold and the silver. You see what I'm saying? 2/3 love their lives more than they love the Most High, man. They love their life. They love their life too much. You know what I'm saying? Many of them love their lives too much. But the elect don't care about their lives, man. Because you know what I'm saying, we understand. We are the hopeful elect. We understand that there's nothing for us in this world. There's nothing for us if we go back. What's left for us? It's nothing. Not after we've tasted this truth. Not after we've tasted what truly matters. You see what I'm saying? Because we can see far off. We can see the kingdom, man. We can see it. That what we're striving for is well worth the fight. Let me end this off with Psalms. Psalms chapter 94. Right? Psalms chapter 94, verse 16. And this is the question right here. It says, who will stand up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? And that's what it's all about, man. Who's going to take that stand? You know what I'm saying? Apostle Peter, he said it straight up, like, listen, we forsook everything to take this stand. What's going to be there for us at the end of this all? At the end of all this, what's going to be left for us? What are we going to get out of this? And it's not wrong to ask that question. It's not wrong to ask that question. Sometimes you need to ask yourself. Sometimes you really need to come back to these scriptures and really reflect on what's at stake. What is it? What's in store for you? What's in store for you? If you continue to push towards the mark, what's in store? Sometimes you just really got to ask that question multiple times. You know what I'm saying? How many times it takes, sometimes you just got to ask it. What am I working for? What am I pushing for? What's waiting for me at the end of the mark? Because we're all fighting to get to the end of the race. You see what I'm saying? And this is something that you really need to, to meditate on, man, and reflect, because a lot of things are going to push you to that point where you've got to make a choice. All right, and I want to cut that there, man. I pray this was edifying. I want to say, call Halayim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Hawakakadash. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Shalom.